Don't sleep on Tesla autonomy. The Robotaxi rollout is underway, Tesla moving forward aggressively, and I'm telling you guys and girls now, you have no idea how quickly this thing's going to scale over the next few quarters and years. Tesla currently has job postings. Houston, Texas, Tampa, Florida, another in Florida, in New York, Nevada, and California, plus Arizona, and more Texas. Tesla is not fucking around. Yesterday's launch of Tesla's Robotaxi service in California was truly a holy fuck moment. But I'd like to add a little bit more context, especially for those of you who are not regular viewers of the channel. The service is initially launching with Tesla employees sitting in the driver's seat to monitor the software. Now, why would this happen? The answer, obviously, if you think about it, is the chicken and egg. How do you get approval to have autonomous vehicles operating before you have data to show regulators that you can safely operate autonomous vehicles? And the answer is, you have somebody sit in the vehicle, in the driver's seat, just in case, collecting data, not having to intervene. When you have a fuck ton of data, an absolute amount, and you go, hey, regulator, look, all these drives, all these miles, zero interventions, let us remove the driver, thanks. We've already seen Tesla launch in Austin without drivers in the driver's seat. Texas a little bit more reasonable and a little less conservative than California. So this was a necessary step for Tesla to start rolling out their service. Of course, many of the haters and skeptics are having a field day, claiming, oh, they're not even real robotaxis, you dumbass. But as I've said in the past, many times, unless you're suffering from small brain syndrome, in which case you'll outsource your thinking, be told what to believe, and not believe your own eyes, the way to look at this is watch the actual trips occurring and watch what's the software doing. How many interventions? Oh, wait, there were 0 interventions on that drive? Oh, and the 0 interventions on the next, and 0 on the next, and the next? Wait. So somebody's sitting in the driver's seat, literally doing fuck all right now, not touching the wheel because the software is driving itself safely from point A to point B over and over and over. Oh, okay. And I've been pointing this out for years. We've been able to see intervention-free drives, especially in California, increasingly over time. Longer drives, more impressive drives, more challenging conditions, without the wheel being touched. This was obviously showing Tesla on the cusp of solving autonomy. But a lot of people prefer to be told what to think. And so instead of watching these videos and watching somebody go end to end, 5 miles, 10 miles, 15 miles without touching the vehicle, instead they look at a big list that says, what level is Tesla's autonomy? Oh, it's only level 2, but everyone else is a higher level, therefore Tesla's behind. I saw James Stevenson actually with a great analogy on X. In essence, let's just say hypothetically, somebody lays down on the bench with a spotter nearby just in case of disaster, or maybe 2 spotters standing by just in case they get trapped under the bar. They unrack the bar themselves. They slowly descend with 315 pounds, pause at their chest, and successfully press 315, re-racking the bar without anybody touching it. Now, here's the question. Did the person who just bench pressed 315 pounds themselves actually just bench press 315 pounds if there were spotters present who were not required? The answer is yes, you fucking retard. Of course they did. Same analogy here. A lot of people right now with small brain syndrome are claiming that the bench press of 315 didn't actually happen or isn't legitimate and therefore it doesn't count because there were spotters present who didn't intervene, who were not required. Same shit with Tesla Robotaxis. I really have to drive this point home. It's very important. Watch what the software, aka the person on the bench press, is doing. Forget about who's sitting where, who's monitoring, who's doing shit. Forget that. What's the software capable of doing? This will tell you what the future looks like. At this point in time, rolling out with quote-unquote safety drivers is necessary for Tesla to start rolling things out and get the necessary data to dump on the regulator's desk to show, hey guys, we can do it safely. Let's get the fuck out of the driver's seat. We don't need somebody there. And again, I refer you to Austin, Texas, where Tesla launched just over a month ago without anybody in the driver's seat. Same vehicles, same software, same service. So I've just fired up a new window, incognito, not signed in into YouTube. We're going to look at some of the comments on this. A lot of tongues wagging. A lot of Tesla bulls very excited, and a lot of Tesla haters and skeptics coping very hard in the comments, moving the goalposts or outing themselves as absolute DMFs. First, we're going to look at some of the top rated comments. Number 1, holy shit, you said San Francisco, not San Francisco. Are you feeling okay? This is important, by the way. San Francisco currently making a comeback. There might be hope for the city after all. One of the higher rated comments here from Josh. In terms of Robotaxi taking off, dropping the safety monitor will impress me more than another expansion. Now, I understand this is a valid point from Josh. A few things though. Again, Tesla did already launch in Austin without a safety monitor. They've got someone in the driver's seat, but exactly how much can this person do if there's an incident? They're not within striking distance of the pedal to brake or the steering wheel, so more of a formality than anything else. Now, obviously, this will be a big moment, but it's inevitably coming. Again, the thing to focus on is just watch the bench press. Watch what the vehicles are doing in California not who's sitting where watching. And of course, the haters will continuously move the goalposts. The cope right now, and by the way, I'm not saying Josh is a hater, but the cope from the haters right now is, look, they have a driver, that's not even a robotaxi, you retard. And then soon it's going to be, well, okay, they just removed the safety monitors in California, but in Phoenix they're going to have safety monitors again, so it's not, they suck. Waymo's better. And it's going to go on and on and on until Tesla has rolled out in a bunch of cities. The newest regions where they begin operating their robotaxis, of course, will most likely, in most cases, in most states that are a little bit more conservative, have a quote-unquote safety monitor, who then subsequently will magically vanish and be removed when they've got enough data to show regulators they can do it safely without them. And then the goalposts will move again. Well, they've just launched in a rural area and they have another safety monitor. See, what I thought you said it was general autonomy and they didn't. Trust me, the cope is real. Carlos says Robotaxi will solve the money problem for many Tesla investors very soon. And I think he may have just stumbled upon the hidden meaning behind the name of this channel. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I would say that. Moving on. So a lot of the higher rated comments, people pretty excited and happy. And I did warn people repeatedly. So let's sort by recent comments. I've got a suspicion there's going to be a lot of haters coping hard in the recent comments. First one here. I read that Waymo had safety drivers around 4 years before going driverless. Don't go popping corks yet. Patience. Now, again, I understand the point. Of course, again, Tesla did launch in Austin and no one's in the driver's seat. Same product, same vehicles, same software, same service. And again, this is why I say, just watch what the software is doing, not who's sitting where, monitoring, and so on. Another one, with a driver. You might want to point that out. Now, again, just to be clear, I did point this out in a recent video when we heard that Tesla was going to be launching there. I mentioned why, for the regulatory approval, blah, 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 blah. But I understand, but not everyone watches every video I make. And if I literally repeated every fact and detail every single day, every video would be about 3 hours long. Probably a little bit too much for most people. But just to be clear, I wasn't trying to hide or obscure this fact. I just wanted to get to the fucking point. Massive launch in California. Here's a good one. My friend, a Tesla fan, is fond of saying, slowly at first, then all at once. Exactly. Another one, yes, but there is a human at the wheel. It's not Robotaxi per se. There is still work to be done. And again, this is a recurring comment, not necessarily always from haters, but people just trying to be reasonable and skeptical. But again, forget who's sitting where, forget what they're doing or not doing. Watch the software. Watch the videos, or better yet, take a ride yourself. It is literally irrelevant whether somebody from Tesla is sitting in the front seat of the vehicle, watching and not touching the wheel, or in the driver's seat, or not there at all. In some instances, in some states, in cities and regions, Tesla will need somebody sitting there initially just so they can accumulate data to show to regulators they look at safe. The reason I mention this now, because obvious things are obvious, and a lot of people are going to get confused. They're going to think, oh, there's a safety driver, therefore it's not autonomy, therefore I can ignore this because it's not actually a Robotaxi launch yet. But how many hundreds, then thousands, then tens of thousands of rides will we need to see where there's zero interventions and zero safety critical drives, safety critical issues, zero accidents, or close to, before people go, oh, okay, well, it turns out the quote-unquote safety monitor or the human driver at the wheel is not actually doing anything, and wait, why are they even there anymore? This is fun. I don't even know if this person's trolling. No one is going to take a Tesla in SF. No one. Don't worry, folks. If that's the case, the Teslas can just identify as a Waymo. Problem solved, right? Another one. Waymo is actually autonomous. Tesla has driver monitors in the car. Literally just a taxi service. Who cares how big the service area is? I sense somebody coping hard in their parents' basement right now. Now, let me be clear. If videos continue to appear online of Tesla Robotaxi service in Austin with nobody behind the wheel, we have a pretty clear data point that they have a Robotaxi service in Austin. So then if we watch videos start to surface from this gigantic launch in California, and it just so happens that in almost every case, if not every case, the person, the driver monitor in the vehicle is literally doing nothing, not touching the wheel or pedals, we would have to be supremely retarded to call this just a taxi service without acknowledging it is in fact a robo-taxi service and entirely autonomous. Again, I go back to the spotters on the bench press. Another recent comment about the safety drivers, and I understand again, if we see videos surfacing from the Bay Area launch and the people behind the wheel are actually driving the vehicle occasionally, then clearly Tesla not there yet. But again, this is the chicken egg scenario. They need these people initially in order to be able to begin operating and collecting the data in California to show to regulators so they can then remove the person who's literally doing nothing behind the wheel. Oh my God. Is this real life? Okay, I think we're going to wrap here. This is just, I was looking for one of these. I keep scrolling, right? By the way, thanks so much, YouTube, for your excellent job in dealing with the fucking spam in the comments. Anyway, check this out. They will never end Waymo. Waymo is at level 4 autonomy, doing over 700,000 rides a month between all cities, soon to reach over 1 million. Tesla has a supervised driving service, which is cool, but nothing close to where Waymo is right now, soon to go in freeway and more. Also, Waymo is expanding to Dallas and other cities like New York City and more countries in the Bay, or more counties in the Bay, while also partnering with manufacturers like Hyundai, Zeekr, and Toyota soon for new gens. So here, folks, we have a Poindexter who outsources his, presumably Mark's, thinking.
Waymo is at level 4.
What does level 4 mean? This is who is assuming responsibility. I wonder how many videos Mark has watched, or better yet, rides he's taken in Austin, and watched the software as opposed to focusing on the nearby spotter. The answer to that, of course, is 0. So don't be like Mark. In other words, use your fucking brain, use your eyes, and believe them when you see what's happening with Tesla Robotaxi. And don't say, I didn't warn you. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs.